So today we are going to discuss about the chapter number 2 of Geography class 12. The topic is the world population. So from world population, here in this chapter we are going to discuss, or we are going to emphasize on three main topics related with the world population. So the first topic that we are going to discuss is population distribution. Next to that, we are going to discuss the population density, and finally we are going to discuss about the growth. So first we are going to discuss about the population distribution. So from population distribution we are going to learn about the characteristics or the patterns or the features of world population distribution. So before going to the characteristics, first thing is we need to know the meaning of population distribution. So what is meant by population distribution means, the population distribution means the way people are spaced, or how people are spaced or separated over the earth's surface. That is called population distribution. So the characteristics of world population distribution are, it is totally unevenly distribution. So the world population characteristic of world population distribution is what? That is totally unevenly distributed. That means in some places we have many number of peoples, where in some places we have only few number of peoples. That is unevenly distributed. So how we can support the characteristics that is unevenly distributed and uneven distribution of world population means, nearly 90% of world population lives in about 10% of its land. That means about 90% of world population is living in a very small patches of land. That means we are talking about the big towns and cities, or the metropolitan cities of the world. Remaining places are sparsely populated places. That means in this world we have more than 200 countries. So among the 200 countries, 10 most populous countries of the world contributed about what? Nearly 60% of its population. That means in these 10 countries, so below we have a bar diagram. So that particular bar diagram shows country with the respective country with the population, size of population. So if we talk about the countries like China, India, USA, Indonesia, Brazil, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nigeria, Russia and Japan, in these countries, these are the only 10 countries that contributes how many world population, size of population means 60% of world population contributed by these 10 big populous countries of the world. So out of these 10 countries, 6 are in Asia, located in Asia. So that shows the world population is totally unevenly distributed over the space. Next, so the next topic that we are going to discuss is the density of population. So what is meant by density of population? So density of population, it is the ratio between number of people to the size of land. So number of people means, if you talk about population of India, 1.2 billion. That is the size of population of India. And the size of land, if you talk about size of land in India, is calculated in terms of square kilometer. That means how many square kilometers are there in India, square kilometers. So here we are going to discuss about the total population of India divided by total area in terms of square kilometer. How many square kilometers are there in India? So generally, how we are going to express the density of population of India? So generally we are going to express the density of population in terms of persons per square kilometer. That means how many people are living in a square kilometer. So if you talk about what is the density of population of India, how we are going to express means 382 persons per square kilometer. So that is how we are going to express the density of population of a particular country. So 382 is persons per square kilometer is the density of population of India. So density of population is defined the number of persons living in a unit area. So unit area means persons per square kilometer, same as above meaning or the definition. So you can give any meaning or definition of population density of population. So the formula in order to calculate the density of population, in order to find the density of population, so that this one is the formula: total population divided by total area. So total population means how many people are living in a particular country divided by how many square kilometer in the particular country. So we are going to divide these two and we will get the density of population of a particular country. So here the world is divided into three main groups based on the density of population density of population in the world. So the three main groups or classes are, or the classifications are: area with high density of population, that means area having density of population in square kilometer, how many people living, that means more than 200%. That means in per square kilometer there may be, and that particular, in some places they are living 1,000 people, some places 8,000, some places where 20,000 also. That is the high area having more than 200% per square kilometer. Next classification is area with moderate, that means area having 11 to 50% per square kilometers. And lastly, we are going to discuss about the area with low density of population, that means less than 1% per square kilometer. So that particular map, so here we have the map. So this map is in your textbook. So in your textbook, where you can find means page number 9, figure number 2.2. So this particular map is called chloroplet map. So based on that particular map, so this particular map shows the density of population of the world. So in map they have classified into 4 groups, but in the description or the explanation or in the interpretation they have divided into 3 groups. So we are going to study based on the interpretation. So if you study the map, the regions, the map, that one is shaded with a very dark colored one, that shows area, and those areas which have density of population more than 200% per square kilometers, that dark shaded one. Next one is the light dark shaded one, that shows area having moderate or medium density of population, that means 11 to 50% per square kilometer. And finally, so if you look at the key itself, the dotted one, less than 1% per square kilometers. So all the dotted one there shows the density of population is very, very low in these areas or in these regions. So this particular map tries to give the information regarding the density of population of the world. So if you talk about the area having high density of population, northeastern part of USA, northwestern part of Europe, South and Southeast Asian countries. Area with moderate density population, that means per square kilometer how many people are living, means between 11 to 50% per, that means Western Asia and Norway and Sweden in Europe. And area with low density of population, that means less than 1% per square kilometer. Such areas, or you can say such regions, are North and South Pole. It may be because of very, very cold and hot and cold desert regions, because of less vegetation, infertile soil, high rainfall region near equator, that means you can say Amazon region. So this particular map shows the classification or the division of density of population in the world. So the next topic that we are going to discuss is what are the factors that are influencing or that are affecting the uneven distribution and the density of population in the world. So based on your textbook, they have classified into geographical factor, economic factor, and socio-cultural factor. So based on geographical factors, availability of water. So if we talk about water, so water is the most important factor for life. So generally people prefer to live in an area where fresh water is easily available. Because of these, river valleys are among the most densely populated areas of the world or regions of the world. That means in the world, most of people are settled where the fresh water is easily available. That means where we can get fresh water, mostly rivers of the world. That means most of the people in world are staying where? Near to the sources of fresh waters. That means you can say mostly rivers and lakes. So that is the one factor that lead to the uneven distribution population. That means most of people are preferring to live in an area where the fresh water is easily available. Next one is the landform or the relief features or the physiographic divisions. So landforms, usually we can say mountains, plateaus, plain, coastal area, and islands. So you can also say deserts. So these are the different landforms in the geography. So different landform in geography, or you can say different landforms of our earth. So generally steep gradients means steep areas, high mountains, rugged terrains, that means rocky mountains, are unfit for human settlement. So unfit for human settlement because these steep gradients, high mountains, rugged terrains, they are hindrance in the movement and the development purposes. So as compared to that, if you talk about, in contrast to that, if you talk about the valleys and coastals and plains attracts more human settlement. So if you talk about examples such as India, the Ganga plains means those places which are located near to river Ganga, these are called Ganga plains because these plain areas are created or made by river Ganga and its tributaries. Ganga river, you can say also say Ganga river system, are mostly densely populated areas of the world as compared to Himalayan regions in India. So that means again landform also affect the uneven distribution of population. That means if you talk about India, mostly Himalayan regions, we have less density of population, less number of people are living in this region as compared to plain and coastal areas of India. So that means landform is also affecting the uneven distribution of population of the world. Climate. So an extreme type of climate means we can say very hot and very cold type of climate. These are called extreme type of climate. Heavy rainfall areas and have a generally low number of people, the low density of population, where as compared to area having a favorable or comfortable type of climate, such as in Mediterranean region. So Mediterranean is the name of sea. We know that that particular sea is located in between Europe and Africa. So in between that we have a sea. That particular sea is called Mediterranean Sea. So those countries which are located around these areas are called Mediterranean regions, we can say like that. So in this region were inhabited by a large number of people from early to present. Why means the main reason, if you find there may be another reasons also, but why means most people are settled in from early period till present. Most people are settled in this region. Why means because if you try to find the reasons, means the one main reason is because of favorable climate condition, of the comfortable type of climate condition that is present in this particular region. Because of that, most of people are settled in that particular region from early till present. Also soil. So soil means we have generally two types of soil based on the human uses. So soil has a resources. So resource means anything that is useful for us. So soil is resource because for soil is useful, we are using soil for cultivation of crops. So we have fertile and infertile soil. So area having fertile soil have more number of people living because fertile soil support what? Agricultural activities such as intensive type of agricultures. Intensive means if a particular area it has a very fertile soil, means people can cultivate two or more than two crops in a particular field during 1 year. That is called intensive agriculture. So area having fertile soil, we have more number of people. So these are the some of the geographical factors that affect the uneven distribution of population in the different parts of the world. So this particular picture shows rugged and high mountains. So in these type of places, generally less number of sparsely or no people are living in such physical features. Next to that, river valleys. In these river valleys, we have more number of people are living in this particular river valley. It may be because of one main reason is because of fresh water, or maybe another reason is because of fertile area, or it may be, you can say, low-lying area. So next is economic factor. So minerals. So mineral means those valuable things which we can extract it from our earth. So minerals, so we have different types of minerals, metallic and non-metallic. From metallic we have another types, ferrous and non-ferrous, and non-metallic and other minerals. Like this we have different types of metals. So minerals. So area with mineral deposit. So if a particular area it has a rich mineral resources or rich mineral deposit, it attracts what? That particular mineral attracts industries, and industries, they need what? They are engaged with what? Mining activities. So in order to do mining activities, skilled and semi-skilled workers are needed in order to operate the mining activities. So that means that particular mineral attracts industries, industry attracts mining activities they need peoples in order to do mining related activities. So workers attract to, so that means in that particular, because of minerals, it attracts more people, more industries, more peoples, more people, more activities that lead to densely populated regions. So for example, such conditions such as Katanga, Zambia, Copper Belt in Africa, that one is highly densely populated region in Africa. Why? Means if you try to find the reason why that particular area has high density population, the one main reason for the one or the one main reason to one main reason, because in that particular region we have high density population because of why? What means? Because of minerals. Because of that particular minerals, they attract more industry. That particular industry attracts more people to work, to do industrial activities or mining activities. So that lead to high density of population in some places like Katanga, Zambia, Copper Belt in Africa. So that is the one example based on your textbook. Next one is urbanization. So generally, what is meant by urbanization? So urbanization, you can say it is a process of increase in urban population. So urban areas such as cities or urban towns and cities or towns areas offer better employment opportunities. So that means uneven distribution of opportunities. So as compared to rural area, urban area, we have better opportunities in terms of medical, educational and job opportunities, educational and medical and other facilities, transport and communication. So it lead to what? Rural to urban migration. So this one is happening in India, as we already know that. So most of the urban areas, towns and cities in India are highly congested and overcrowded. We have lots of slums. Why? Means because urban area there is an uneven distribution of opportunities between rural and urban. Because of that, it lead to rapid urbanization. That means rapid increase in urban population because of rural to urban migration. That may be because of job opportunities, because of educational facilities, because of better medical facilities and other facilities. Industrialization. So here we are going to industrialization means we are talking about different types of industry. We have different types of industry: aero-based, mineral-based, IT industries and other industries like that. So if a particular area, generally industrial belt, you can say industrial belt means if a particular region it has lots of number of industry, many number of industry, then that particular area is known to be as industrial belt. So industrial belt provide job opportunities. So if a particular area or region has many number of industries, means it will create more job opportunities, and it attracts larger number of people to work in that particular areas. And because of that people, other services also will create in that particular region in order to fulfill the needs of that particular people living in that particular industrial belt. Example, Osaka region in Japan. If in Japan is highly densely populated region in Japan. If we try to find the reason, means one of main reason for that one is because of industrialization. Because Osaka region, we have many number of industries. This industry attracts more number of people to do works, and these people, they also need other services like entertainment, schools, colleges. So ultimately, because of these industries, it attracts people attracts more services, and ultimately it lead to that particular region become highly densely populated region of that particular country. Next, social political factor. Some places attracts more people because they have more religious or cultural importance. So in mostly in the world, most of the religious importance, most of the towns in the world, some such as Varanasi, and some of the, there's one Mathura in Tamil Nadu, and some of the Mecca and Medina. In these regions, in these cities, we have more number of people. Why? Means these particular cities have a religious importances, such as it may be it has a stupa, it has a very important temple. Because of that, it attracts more number of people, and ultimately it creates it in that particular, they created other services like hotel, restaurant. Because of that, that particular region become more densely populated. So some people tends to move away from the places where there is a social and political unrest. So these are the factors that affect the uneven distribution and density of population in the world. So the third topic, so the two topics, we already discussed about the two topics regarding the world population. So we discussed about the distribution, we discussed about the density. So the third topic related with the world population is the growth of population. So before going to the growth of population, here we are going to study about some basic concept related with the growth of population. So what is meant by growth of population? Growth population is change in number of people in a particular area between 2 point of time is known as growth of population. So growth of population means change in number of people in a particular area between 2 point of time. Such as if you talk about India, particular area is India between 2 point of time. So based on census of India, the census of India is one government organization that is responsible for counting the population of India. Census of India is counting the population, officially counting the population of India every 10 years. So the between 2 point of time is between 2001 and 2011. Particular area India, 2 point of time 2001 to 2011. If there is a change in number of people in India, that is called the growth of population. Growth rate of population. If the population growth is expressed in terms of percentage, we can say growth rate of population. Actual growth of population. Natural growth of population means number of birth in a particular country divided by number of death. That is called actual growth of population and natural growth of population. And fourth one is the actual growth of population. So actual growth of population so if we say what is the actual population of India, so that is the formula that how we are going to find the actual growth of population in India means birth, number of birth in India divided by number of death multiplied by number of birth minus number of death in India plus number of in-migration in India from other countries and minus number of out-migrant from India to other countries. So if we calculate birth minus death plus in-migration minus out-migration, we can get the actual population of India. Then positive growth of population means if there is increase in number of people between 2 point of time, that is called positive growth of population. That means between 2001 and 11, if the population of India is increased, means that is positive growth of population. Negative growth of population means if a population in a particular country has decreased between 2 point of time. If you say population of India between 2001 and 2011, if the population of India is decreased, means we can say negative growth of population. So next topic that we are going to discuss related with the growth of population is what are the three components or three determinants of population change. So in the world, the size of population is changing. Regional level or a local level, the size of population is changing. So what are the three main components that lead to change in population? Means these are called components of determinants. We have the three main components are birth, death, and migration. Because of these three components, the size of population is changing in every part of the country or the world. So birth we can also say fertility. Number of birth per thousand population in a year, it is called crude birth rate. So that is the formula for how we are going to find the crude birth rate. Means CBR, crude birth rate, is equal to BI stands for what? Live birth, divided by P stands for estimated mid-year, means June and July population of a particular region. If we multiply by B divided by P into 1000, that means we can get a number of birth from 1000. Next is death or mortality, number of death per 1000. Same formula, CDR is equal to D means number of death divided by P means mid-year population, same as then, and we are going to multiply by 1000, then we will get the crude death rate of a particular region. Then the third, the most important component that lead to change in population is called migration. So what is meant by migration? So migration, generally it means movement of people from one place to another place, movement of people from one country to another country. So here they have based on your textbook, they have mentioned place of origin to place of destination is called migration. So based on your textbook, we are going to discuss the two main topics, immigration and emigration. So based on your arrow, one people from Nepal, he or she moved to India. That particular, if he moved from Nepal, is called emigration, and if he comes to India, means it is called emigration. Immigration also means move in. Emigration means move out. So what are the patterns, what are the streams, or what are types of migration? So generally we have four main types of migration: urban to urban, from one city to one city, one town to one town; urban to rural, rural to rural, rural to urban. So these are the three main patterns of population. So generally people move from urban to urban. It may mostly, the most dominant factor for people are moving from urban to urban is because of, mostly the most dominant factor, even though people are moving from urban to urban for different reasons, but most of people are moving from urban to urban. That one is because of, we can say it is dominant factor, or the most important factor is because of job transfer. Urban to rural, the one of the most important factor is, the dominant factor is because of most of people are retired and old age people are moving from urban to rural. Rural to rural, if you talk about India, people are moving from rural to rural. The main reason, we have another reason, we have different reasons, but the main reason, one main reason is what? Because of marriage, bride to bridegroom, we can say like that. And the fourth stream of migration is rural to rural. So people are moving from rural to urban for education, for medical, for other for job and other reasons, but mostly they are moving from rural to urban because of job opportunities. So various factors that influencing the migration, or in exam if they ask why do people migrate, means we have two set of factors. That means push and pull factors. Push factor means place of origin is less attractive. Why place of origin becomes less attractive means if it has more undesirable conditions such as lots of unemployment, many unemployment problems condition, poor living condition, political unrest, unpleasant climate, natural disasters and epidemics. So people want to live that particular place and they want to move to an area which has more attractive features. So that one is called pull factor. So that means pull factor means place of destination seems to be more attractive than the place of origin. Why people are pulling in that particular pull factor? What are the main reasons for pull factors? Means better job opportunities, better living conditions, peace and stability, security of life and prosperity, and pleasant climate. Because of that, people are moving in that particular region. So these are the two main factors that lead to migration. So trends in population growth. So this particular so trends in population means growth. Trends in population growth means is try to explain the growth of population of the world based on five main periods. So trends in population means it try to explain the growth of population of the world by dividing the growth of population into four main groups or periods. So first period is called period of agricultural revolution and introduction stages. That means year is between these two. The size of population in the world is roughly 8 million, and during the first century, that means 1 to 1080, the world population was roughly 3,000 million. Between 6th to 7th century, the year is in the bracket, the century, there was a rapid growth of population. At the beginning of industrial revolution, and that means 1750s onwards, the world population was around 550 million, and in 18th century, that means 1800, after the industrial revolution, there was a rapid explosion of world population. So this is the one way in order to describe the growth of population of the world. So this is the one way, that means this is the one way that we are going to describe the growth of population of the world. Next one is another way that try to explain the growth of population of the world. That means the topic is doubling times of world population growth. So this is the another way. So first way of measuring, first way of interpretation regarding the growth of population is trends in world population, and the second one regarding the growth of population of the world is doubling times of world population. That means it is another way of measuring the world population, population of the growth of population of the world, growth of population of the world. That means how many years it takes to double the world population. That means how many years it takes to double the world population. So with help of flowing table, we are going to explain the above concept regarding the doubling times of world population. So in the table, we have first we have period, next we have population, and time in which population doubles means how many years it takes to double the world population. So if we look at the table, between 650 AD to 1804 AD, the population world doubles. Doubles means 500 million to 1000 million means population doubles. World population doubles. How many years it takes to double the world population means 154 years it takes to double the world population from 500 million to 1000 million. That year is 1650 to 1804. Likewise, 1804 to 1927, world population doubles from 1000 to 2000 million. How many years it takes? 123 years. Likewise, 1927 to 74, 2000 million to 4000 million. So how many years it takes? So By looking at the table, what we can understand? The number of years it takes to double the world population is decreasing. Number of years is decreasing in order to double the world population. So this is the another way of describing the growth of population of the world. So the next topic that we are going to discuss about the demographic transition theory or cycle. So this theory can be used to describe and predict the future population growth of any area, future growth of population of any area. So here we are going to write the growth. So here we are going to predict the growth of population of the world by studying the birth rate and death rate of a particular country. So they have mentioned that the birth rate and death rate of a particular region or particular country changes with the level of social and economic development of a particular region. So these changes occurs in the stages. So these stages are collectively known as demographic transition theory or cycle. So we have how many stages? 3 stages. So these 3 stages are collectively known as demographic transition theory or cycle. So if you try to study the first stage, it has a high birth rate and high death rate, lead to slow growth rate of a population. It is mostly prevailing, you can say mostly prevailing in underdeveloped countries. This type first stage is also known as what? Primitive demographic stage. Such countries such as Bangladesh and some of the African countries. So in these countries, so countries like Bangladesh and some of the African countries, in these countries, the level of socio-economic condition is very, very poor. So here, what we are going to know about social. Social means we are talking about the level of literacy rate, women's freedom, like that. These are some of the social factor. Economic factor, you can say GDP, GNP, and per capita income. So that means countries like Bangladesh and some of the African countries, in this country they are experiencing what? High birth rate and high death rate. Why? Means in these countries the level of socio-economic development is very, very poor, and most of people are engaged in primary types of activities. Because of that, they have high birth rate and high death rates. So here we have one table. So if you look at the table at the bottom we have time. Time means in order to have a socio-economic development, it takes time, right? So if a particular country becomes from developing country to developed, it takes time. That is the time. And on the y-axis we have CBR and CTR. That means growth birth rate and growth death rate per thousand. Number of birth and number of death per thousand. So if you look at the first stage, one line is birth and one line is death. Both the birth rate and death rates are very, very high. That means in countries such as African countries and Bangladesh countries, these countries they are experiencing high birth rate and high death rate. Why? Means in these countries the level of socio-economic development is very, very poor. Low literacy rate, poor medical facilities, no food securities, poor transport and communication system, no women's freedom. Most of people are engaged with primary type of activities. So these countries are experiencing high birth rate and high death rate. And if we have a high birth rate and high death rate, the whole population of their particular regions almost remains same or stagnant. Next, if we move to the second stages, so here the birth rate remains high, but death rate lead to decline with time, which result in higher rate of population growth. So this second stage is also called youthful demographic stages. Countries, if you talk about such countries, presently they are experiencing birth rate remains and death rate declining in these countries are experiencing countries such as Peru, Sri Lanka, and India. So if you look at the second stage, expanding stage. So at the initial stage of second stage, the birth rate remains same at the initial stage of second stage, and with time, the birth rate declined in a very slow manner. But if you look at the death rate, DR, death rate started declining from the initial stage of the second stage. So that means if a particular country, the birth rate is high, death rate is low, means overall population, the growth of our population will be very, very high. So as compared to first stage, if you look at the second stage, there is a change in both birth rate and death rate. So here the birth rate declined slower as compared to death rate. Why? Means because in these countries, compared to first stage, in this country they have better and socio-economic condition as compared to first stage. More literacy rate, most of people are engaged with secondary and tertiary activities, better transport and communication facilities, better medical facilities, better food securities. Because of that, the second stage they are experiencing less death rate, and birth rate is also declined lower as compared to death, as compared to first stage. Because of first stage they have a better socio-economic condition. And the third stage is both the birth rate and death rate decline considerably. So the population is neither either stable or grow very slowly. So this type of population growth is also known as mature demographic stages. Countries such as Canada, Japan, and USA, they are experiencing the third stage, because in these countries they have a very low death rate and very low birth rate. Why very low death rate? Means obviously we can understand, right? Better medical facility, better food security, better transport and communication facilities. Why very low birth rate as compared to first and second stage? Because in these countries socially women have more freedom, they have better literacy rate, better family planning. Because of that lead to low they have a very low birth rate as well as low death rate, and most of people are engaged in service sector, service related activities. So these are the three demographic transaction theories. So here what we can understand, birth rate and death rate changes with the level of socio and economic development of a particular region. So here what we can relate the birth rate and death rate with socio-economic condition of a particular country. With how, by understanding the socio-economic condition of a particular country, we can understand the changes in birth rate and death rate of a particular country. So right now USA, Canada, Japan are in the third stage. Before 200 years ago, almost all the countries are in the first stage. They are experiencing high birth rate and high death rate. By the time USA face second stage, and right now they are in the third stage. So right now Bangladesh in the first stage. Maybe after 150 years or 200 years after, they may reach to the third stage. They may also, if they reach in the third stages, that means socio-economic condition is highly developed. That means they will experience low death rate and low birth rate. Thank you.